Working on the AM Superhet receiver once more. Alright, back once more. It is around 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. Just wanted to share with you that I got the ground loop in that I kept talking about. I was watching that video. I just kept mentioning that ground loop a lot. Anyway, it ties in here and goes around here to the middle leg of the tuning capacitor, and that is tied to I failed to mention that last time. That is tied to the 1K resistor, which goes to the emitter of Q1 and 10 nanofarad capacitor. And so actually the resistor runs between ground and there. So I kind of misstated that before. I think I said something about a capacitor. But anyway, the ground comes, like I said, around here. It goes to the middle leg. Underneath there is this part here. Right here, comes up to here and goes around here, and ties over to here, which is our ground from the power input. So we have a complete loop now around through here, and goes around you know, each side of the tuning capacitor. It comes here and goes there, and then comes out here. So I have tested it. It is connected really good. I think there was 2 ohms or something like that. That's about normal for my fluke. So, alright, that's all I did so far. So from there I'm going to keep on going. So we'll be back. I'm back with you again, YouTube, around 3:45 now in the afternoon. I have completed several other tasks. I'm going to show you on the schematic first, or the actual drawing, whatever you want to call it. I put this in, 10 nanofarad going from the second IF pin whatever that is to ground. I connected all the grounds here. All that ground is there. This ground is here. Of course, that one was already in up here at the top. But all this is done. This is done. This is done. Like I said, it's just all this stuff is pretty much done here, except for connections to the antenna. So those have to be done. That'll be the last thing I do. For right now, I'm concentrating on getting every component in and wired up correctly. I think the next thing I'll probably work on is these diodes coming off the third IF here, out this way. There's an 18K there. Goes to a 10 nanofarad here, 10K there. It comes down around here and goes to the first IF. That's probably what I'll work on. Now I gotta also make sure, and I don't want to forget it because I probably did already forget it. There's a direct line running from here, from the first IF pin here, all the way up to the second IF, same pin. So that's got to be put in. And that goes directly up to the power as well. So there's power coming in to the first pin, to the second pin. That's where it gets its power from. Okay, so that has to be put in. I got it going to here, but I don't remember having it to here. At first I looked at that and I thought, well, that's just right across the 10 nanofarad, you know, which is not. It's these 10 nanofarads both go to ground, so they go from V plus or whatever on each one of these to ground. So they're right. So that's correct. But I just got to remember to add that in. So I'm saying that many times so I can remember it. Anyway, like I said, I'm on to this next stuff after a break here, and try to get all the components in that I have laid out. And then I'll go over the whole thing and see if there's anything I've missed, like this one here that I've already pointed out several times. But anyway, this was the last one of the these kind of connections that go to ground from the, what do you call it, the IFs. And so that just leaves, like I said, these here, and getting that in. that'll be the fun part. Yay! Alright, we'll be back in a little bit. Well, good afternoon, YouTube, here on a Tuesday afternoon now. It's around 10 after 2 in the afternoon. I've said afternoon now 3 times. I'm not saying it no more. Anyway, what we're doing, I put the this circuit here in. Let me show you what I'm going for here. This circuit here is the 2 diodes coming off the 3rd IF here, off the pin number 4, I think that's what it's called. Cathode goes to pin 4. Cathode of this one goes to the anode of that one. Comes down here to this big intersection here. There's a 10K, 18K, a 10 nanofarad, and a 1 microfarad ECAP coming off this one point. And I actually got that to work, and I don't know how I did it, but I did it. Oh, I'm sorry, there's you're not seeing that one point, are you? That right there. But I did get all those points in there, and what I did was take the 10K lead and run it down here like this, so I didn't really have to have another lead. So that's the way that worked out. So there's 3 basically leads going through that hole, so it did work. I have not run this yet. I do have this in. I have the output, what do you call this thing here? Screw terminal in there, and it's hooked up to the ground and hooked up to the 1 microfarad cap. So next thing I'll probably do is run this down here to the ground, and then get this 33 in and run this line here across. Now there's going to be a little bit of a problem here, obviously, because these don't connect. The 10 nanofarad and the 10K don't connect there, so we'll have to figure out the best way to do that. I know this is your AGC line here. It's going to be, this will be one of the last things to be put in. All these I think this is yeah, that's from the bias control, voltage bias control source, I should say. And that'll be a wire running across there. That's going to be all external wire, well, not external, but added last, because, you know, and I still have not got this in. Yeah, I have mentioned that several times, but I have to get that in. That's going to be a wire added to it. And the next thing I want to do is finish this circuit up here and get this all lined up, get this done. And once I get these done, this line going across here, I think I'm going to put that in solid, and then put this going across outside, you know, a separate wire. I think it's how I'm going to do it, because this is all one circuit going down through here, with the negative going to ground and positive going to this line here, which goes to the first IF. And I think I want to get that done. Now here's another problem I'm running into. Is this got to go across this line here, which is a ground line, and it's going to have to go over that, and it's not going to be touching. So I may have to use a wire, different wire for this one. And that's why I'm saying this is kind of complicated to think about. I just sort of have to step back and look at it. But anyway, we're getting there. So that's like I said, there's our proof is in the pudding, or whatever. There's the 18K, the 10K, the 10 nanofarad, there's the 1 microfarad, all tying in at this spot here. And like I say, 1 micro goes here, and 10K is going to be the one routed out here to eventually go over to this first IF. And so there's got to be a 33 going in here somewhere. So 33 microfarad ECAP. So that's what we're doing. All right, bring you back. Alright, it's almost 2:30 now. I'm back again. I wanted to show you where I come up with here on this. It worked out really nice. Actually, the solution was evident as soon as I turned the board over and started looking. Now this is the end of that 10K. It comes out of here, goes over to the 33 microfarad capacitor, which goes to ground here, and it goes to there, and it goes right directly over to the first IF, the pin that it's supposed to go to. I'll show you that on the board layout here. So this is the 10K here. comes out here, goes through the 33, and goes directly over to the pin, whatever, pin 4 I think is of the first IF. Now that worked out because this line here doesn't go like that. It goes this way. I basically brought it through there, and I'll show you that too. So you can see that just goes diagonally across there, and it worked out really nice that way. So it hits the center pin or center ground for the can, and it goes, there's no connection at all there, so and it worked out great. Now that leaves the 10K, and this is the 18K up here. 10K is this little one right here. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's sticking up right there. Can't even get on it. Anyway, there it is. And that's got to go to ground, so I'll have to run a wire from here to ground. Now the 18K is another little problem. I had it routed up to this connection here, or no, this one here. I think it's all the same, yeah. Okay, that's a different one. Yeah, that's why I had this in here. Anyway, I had that routed here on the diagram, but it just needs to go to V plus, VCC, whatever you want to call it. BBAT on this one, I think is what it's called. But that's what we've got to run it to. So that'll be easy to do as well. I just got to figure out which one I want to run it to and run it up there. So I don't even have to. I could use that one if I wanted to just route it over the top, but I don't really like doing that because, you know, if something happens, you push down on it too hard or something and it's short. That's not good. So we'll run a separate wire for that. But that's getting very close now to being done. All of the components are in. I'll show you those. There's the last 33 right there. And there was all these here I showed you before. So that was the last component I had in my little tray here. So, like I said, that's going to do that. The rest of the wiring of this is just a matter of running little jumpers here and there. And then testing to make sure. I got to make sure I've got ground and plus here for everything that needs to have ground and plus. So I got to put that little wire in that I keep talking about, that little jumper, so I'll have voltage on the other can. So that's what I'm doing. So we'll bring you back when I get done. Either that or we'll end this. One of the two.